Yep, there it goes.
The invisible man. The invisible man. Oh, the invisible man.
Well, hello everyone. Thank you for joining us on The Invisible Man again. I think we had a couple of little blips, my fault again at the beginning. Google Chrome. Oh, so that's one of us, is it? Who was that? Wasn't me, was it?
That wasn't me.
It happens more often than you would realize, actually. Anyhow, so that was the voice of Dolly Dunn, who's going to be joining us just in a few seconds. So Dolly Dunn, country great, is an independent musician, is going to be joining us in just a second. Just let everybody know we are live on the It's All in the Mind show page. Sorry, It's All in the Mind page on Facebook, the Colorado Phil Show page. The show will be available on YouTube afterwards. theinvisibleman.ca/YouTube is the best way to get there, and lots of information about the show can also be found on the theinvisibleman.ca website, so go check that out. Colorado Phil is going to be joining us in about 10 maybe 20 minutes. And then when he comes in, it's going to be a great chaos, I'm sure, lots of fun, and we have no idea what is going to happen, but
anything can happen on this show. Let's not count ourselves out here.
For sure.
Just before we go on, we got two fans that have joined us right off the hop here. Mary R. Gushu, I hope I say that, Mary. I'm sorry if I slaughtered your last name. Says, "Hi, Dolly," with a big heart. So a message out to our lovely guest, Dolly. And as always, my number one fan and the lady who has to watch me because she loves me, my wife, Jessica. I'm not quite sure if my daughter is awake, but considering we've been talking probably, and I've been talking probably louder than I should, she's probably awake. So hi, Jess. Hi, Evelyn.
Hi, Jess and Evelyn. Thanks for joining us.
And Shaleem has just joined us. Hello, Shaleem. All right. Hey, we
Shaleem.
are rocking today. 3 whole interactions.
Yep, it'll be thousands. It'll be thousands before the year's over, I bet.
Yeah.
Okay, without further ado, let's introduce everyone to Dolly. Here she comes. Hey, Dolly.
Hi.
How are you? Thanks so much for joining us.
I am great. It's great to be here. Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure. It's all ours. But before we get going, maybe just tell the audience a little bit about yourself, what you've kind of been up to, what you're about, and yeah, we can start a conversation.
I don't like talking about myself, but I don't even know what to say. I don't.
Well, we can say where are you based now? Where are you from? Have you always been around that area? There's things like that. That's a good place to get started.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you very much. I came down here last August, believe it or not. I was in Fort McMurray, Alberta for 32 years, and I moved to New Brunswick last August, and that's it. I've been here ever since.
Fort Mac, Alberta. Oh my goodness. You've gone from really cold to really hot.
Yes.
Wow. That's a heck of a change going across the country there. How do you find the culture? I guess there's a lot of New Brunswick and Nova Scotia East Coast people going out to the oil field looking for work and doing all that kind of stuff. How do you find the culture changes, especially having being a country artist? It's very synonymous with playing in Alberta, being ranchers and a lot of agriculture and that kind of stuff. Is a very country kind of atmosphere, prairie type region, to being in New Brunswick, which is probably a little bit more like Celtic and more folk kind of music. How do you find that? Do you find you integrating in there pretty well?
Really, I'm originally from Newfoundland, Canada. But I left Newfoundland when I was 21 and moved to Fort McMurray. And when I moved back here in August, it was the biggest culture shock of my life because I'm a city girl, right? I lived in the city for so long. I came down here and you got all these critters and bugs and humidity, and we don't have humidity in Fort Mac. It's like the air is really dry. As for the music, believe it or not, the music is so much more than it is in Fort McMurray. So much more. It's more country down here, whereas anywhere else is not. More gospel. I love my gospel, so it's a lot of gospel down here. I just love it. I'm learning. I'm settling in. I'm getting used to the groundhog that's now made its way underneath my shed, and I'm getting used to that.
Well, there's a
I-
song in there, right? The groundhog underneath the shed. You could make a
Yeah,
song into that.
groundhog has a hole dug and he's underneath the shed. I haven't seen a June bug here yet, but they tell me they're really bad. So if I see one, I may skip town. So no, I haven't seen any June bugs. I haven't seen this. I've seen one snake that creeped me out. They say there's lots of weird critters down here, and I don't like spiders.
Nobody likes spiders. That's okay.
I don't like spiders. But as for the music is amazing down here. The artists are just amazing. I actually signed 2 artists. I think four artists since I've been down here to my label from down here. So it was pretty good.
Well, that sounds like a good segue. Tell us about the label. That's all interesting stuff. We have because I have thoughts and pictures in my head of the Beatles and Brian Epstein going to going to London and a big recording studio. What's it really like? And maybe you can tell us about your label and what the real ins and outs really are.
Oh, my label. It's Labor of Love is the label. I started it in May of 2017. I started it with, I think I had 3 artists, and one of them was me.
Well, great choice.
I started it in May of 2017, and then I was kind of shocked that in May of 2018, it was nominated for Label of the Year in Nashville. So that shocked me. And I just kept signing artists that I thought that were great country artists. And they have to be great country artists in order to sign. They have to be a team player and love what they do. And I do all the promotions. I do all the promotions for all the artists. I do all the videos, the graphics. I even produced a few of the songs. Supplied a lot of the tracks, the backtracks for their songs. They are amazing. Everyone that's on the label are amazing. I listen to them every day.
Well,
I love them.
How many artists do you have?
I have no idea. I think it's 17 or 18.
Oh, wow.
Oh wow, you are a
That's
busy
massive.
lady.
Extremely busy.
Well,
About
thank you
20
very
hours a
much
day.
for making time for us today.
Oh,
That's
gosh.
muchly appreciated.
Oh yeah, just I always make time for the interviews, or I try to. But I was looking forward to this, and right after this, I'm going out drinking.
Well,
Well, it's 5
Yeah.
o'clock somewhere, right? And it's not
Yeah.
that far off for you guys. It'll be about 4 by, I guess, the time we're done with you guys here.
Yeah.
Actually, interesting enough. We didn't things that nobody's really privy to except for the us as we gather before off air. I got to talking with Dolly really quick and saying that I'm not particularly a country music fan. It's never really appealed to me, but she was graciously enough, to spare this poor metalhead some slack here. Your label, is it specifically country or country folk or that kind of genre, or are you open to all kinds of acts, or just anyone who can bring the bills in, so to speak?
It started off, you had to be country, right? But really, I'm Irish, so I have an Irish artist on my label with me. Actually, he's one of my duet partners. I have Newfoundland artists signed, which Newfoundland artists are mostly folk, Irish.
Sort of a Celtic folk Irish
Very
feel to
much
them, right?
Celtic. Yeah, and I have an Irish album out. I'm working on my second. No, I'm not closed off to any genre. I'm not closed off, but no rap. No
Everyone's
rap.
got to have a line somewhere, right?
No,
I
that's
don't
that's
understand
fine.
rap. I'm not against it. I just don't understand it. And
Yep.
but no, I'm not closed off to outside of country.
Yeah, I don't care for rap very much, except for that occasionally that one for Will Smith. He's done a couple of good
Oh
ones.
yeah,
but-
now he's
Well,
cool.
Yeah.
most of his stuff is woo, yeah,
Aha! Yeah.
woo. Anyone can do that, right? Just a quick shout out. We got Arno Ochen. Sorry if I butchered your name. I will get better at pronouncing names. But welcome, Arno, to our show. All
Hey,
our
welcome,
social
Arno.
media friends.
Welcome. So are you taking on new artists? I mean, how much room do you have left on the your album or your label? I mean, sorry.
Well, right now, where it's just me, I don't like to take on too many. I've stopped where I stop right now because it is a lot of work. It is a lot of work trying to promote and all these artists. Plus, then I have to promote myself also. So because nobody else is, so I have to promote my music, but my artist comes first. So whenever they need anything, I'm there. Whenever they want anything, I'm there. I will stop doing what I'm doing for me and do for them. But
Okay.
I've stopped taking on new artists for now.
Okay, yeah, you have to know your limits. Overstretch
Yes.
yourself, eh?
So even if I'm really charming, we can't expect the next "It's All in the Mind" album to be produced by the lovely and talented Dolly Dunn.
I would love that.
Okay, we'll definitely talk afterwards. Okay, sounds good. We've yeah. So actually, you're a fairly quite a busy musician yourself. You've got, I think I counted 8 albums, and that doesn't include work you've done with duets and with other people. Can you? Yeah. How much live music do you do? How much recording do you do for yourself, for your own music?
Oh gosh, I record every day.
Oh,
Every
okay.
day. If I get in the mood to record a song, I'll get her done. I'll do it that day and just get it done. If a fan requests a certain song that they want me to hear, I will bend over backwards to do it. My fans are what's important to me, very much so. And if they request anything, I will try to do it. And I have done it.
Okay. How often do you actually do live performances? I've seen you've had many videos there.
I used to go live a lot. I used to do live, but I don't anymore because I just don't find the time. I don't have the time.
Okay, that's completely understandable. 17 artists, ouch. Yeah, okay. Okay, so Phil, I think, has joined us. Here we go. Hey, Phil.
There he is.
He's come back. So, yeah. So we were just you were listening to the show, right? You were listening to. Oh, you're muted. Unmute yourself.
Yes, I was.
There we
listening
go.
to the show.
Ah,
There you go. So, do you have any questions for Dolly?
Yes, pardon me, but talk amongst yourself. I gotta fix this throat thing first. Hold on.
okay. I actually do have a question. One, and it's one of the things that I had noted when I was listening to your music, Dolly. You had mentioned also that you are a gospel, do a lot of gospel singing. Somewhere buried in Mark's notes that he sends to us, he said that you had gotten a start in singing in churches. Is that correct?
Oh yeah, I started
Yeah.
singing in the Catholic church back in Boyd's Cove, Newfoundland.
Okay.
I couldn't wait to get to the choir. I couldn't wait. It was the highlight of my weekend.
Excellent. All right. So and of course, gospel and country are sort of hand in glove. Those are very tight knit types of genre. Do you feel that that faith is that more of a tradition for you, or does that actually have something that's more meaningful to you in there, or is it just the love of the gospel type tones, or and
No, it's the gospel lyrics itself. It's
Oh,
what
okay.
the lyric says itself. Gospel is just, if I could do all gospel, I would
Right on.
change over to gospel.
Okay, I'm ready. I know my question now.
Okay.
Ah, you be kind to Phil.
No,
You
yeah,
better
yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because we got a French we got a French Canadian and a former Newfoundlander, and talking about Catholic, maybe it's good that we're all separated by a lot of distance here.
Maybe. No, hey, I'm a big fan of your song "I'm a Survivor,"
Yeah.
and the lyrics really connect with me, especially through all the crap I've been through lately and the past few years, whatever. But I wanted to ask you, like, how much of your song lyrics are based on your experiences or like real life, and how much of it is just it's your creative side?
Every one of my songs is based on something that I've been through. Actually, they used to call me the older version Taylor Swift. You
Oh,
know,
there.
how Taylor sings about love gone wrong and blah 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 blah. Every one of my songs is based on every aspect of my life.
Oh wow, wow! That's with me. Lyrics are everything.
Yes.
That's why I heard you guys slam hip hop.
I'm not slamming hip
Well,
hop.
you heard
just
other
don't
people
understand
slamming
it.
hip hop. I'm okay with it, but
See-
like I said before, Dolly's been gracious about to this metalhead about liking other genres, so I figured I'd better not weigh in on that.
See, like for me, my genres that I love personally go from hip hop, country western, modern country, rock, pop, all that stuff. But if the song or the tune, whatever, doesn't have a story, I'm probably out.
Yeah.
That's usually how I decide for me. I don't know how it is for everybody else, but that's how I usually determine who's on my playlist and stuff like that.
I think a good song should have the 3 acts. Follow the 3-act rule, right? Yeah, there should be a beginning, a middle, and an end. The chorus should be effectively the chorus. The verses should be the building the tension, and the chorus should be releasing it. Not necessarily every song, but that's for me a nice catchy chorus, one that you can you end up humming for days, like I'm a Survivor, for instance. And I think we had a Raven song as well. I was humming that one for days afterwards as well. In fact, I'm not going to start humming it now, I think, because it's in my head again. But it's that it's all about building that narrative, isn't it?
Yeah, and making connections. Like a lot of people that I talk to personally face to face, they'll think, yeah, sometimes it's a little weird, but like I said before, almost every song on my playlist, I identify with that song. It connects to my life journey so far, whatever, and I've been like that. Like I started Dolly. Do you know Kitty Wells and Wilf Carter?
Oh hell yeah! Who don't?
Right, Montana Slim. Okay, I was 3.5 years old, and it took me up until my 50s to realize my parents were really actually kick-ass, awesome parents. At 3.5 years old, they let me use their 45s, their LPs, and their portable little player. I was allowed to get up 5:30 in the morning if I wanted to and listen to music quietly. I couldn't write yet, but I knew my numbers, and I'd make little playlists. I've been doing this stuff like for 40 years, basically, is what I'm saying. But yeah, all those greats, that's what I was brought up on the Wednesday wash day.
We actually have a question coming in off social media from our friend Shalim here. It says, Dolly, what are your thoughts on artists putting out singles instead of full-length albums? Do good songs get lost when a full-length is released? Or is it all about, with our particular culture, about creating that next single?
With me, I prefer to put out an album. That's me. I'm old school. I prefer to put out an album. With people putting out singles, artists putting out singles, that's personal choice. If they want to do that, if they feel that's better for them, is to push that one song as far as they can push it See, I'm totally different. I am different. I'm blonde. I'm dumb blonde. I'm different. I won't push a song. I won't push just one single. I will push 20. So one of them got
Nice.
to catch, right? So it would be personal choice for the artist. Not, I'm different. I'm totally different. I put out a song a day. So I put out basically I put out a single every day. Because see,
That's cool.
when you get to be as old as I am, I'm over the hill.
Oh my gosh, yeah, right.
So when you get to be a certain age, I mean, if I had to start when I was 20 and blah blah blah, but when you get to be a certain age, your second half of your life ain't going to be as long as the first half of your life. So you got to put them out now. You got to get it out. People put out a single and they just put out that one single and they'll wait and they'll push that single, but that's personal choice. That is their personal choice.
That's an awesome answer. You know what, Dolly? I think that way now, ever since I turned 50.
Yeah.
I look behind me and that road is long and it's got all kinds of fun times, bad times, hurt. Yeah. Ups and downs too. And twists and turns. And then I look in front of me and I'm looking like, but I hope you put a listener discretion advised. But the road ahead of me isn't fucking 52 years now.
No.
So I don't have a day to waste. Nobody does. Right?
No. You got to live your life now. You got to do for you what you need to do for you. You've done for everyone else for 50 years now. For me, I'm going to have some fun.
Watch out, Crown Royal.
No, and Fireball.
Fireball, yeah.
So Dolly, actually, I've got a kind of question. This is a kind of I got a personal element in this question. It was a completely change the topic. But your bio says that you received your first guitar when you were 12, and that you taught yourself.
I did.
I was probably a little older than 12. Probably about 14 or 15 when I started. But there was no internet. There was no YouTube. And certainly we're a working class guy. We didn't have money for music lessons, so I figured it out. How did you, back in those days? Because I think we're about the same age. 27.
I'm 54. I'm proud to say it.
27. I was going to say, but if you want to give it the real one. So how did you?
This is why I love being in a band with Mark. I'm not the oldest person in the band,
Baby.
and I am not old by any stretch of the imagination. But I have been the oldest person in my bands before. So thank you all for being born before me.
Wow.
But now I act a lot younger than he does. So I don't know. I kind of evens
This
out.
is very true.
So yeah. So
I will answer your question.
Yes.
No, I didn't have internet or anything like that. When my mom gave me this guitar when I was 12 years old, I think she paid like $53 for it. It's a Sears model. It's a heavy bugger, but it's Sears. It's a no-name guitar. I've written every song on it. So who taught me how to play guitar was Tommy Hunter.
Yeah.
Now you're going to say, how did that happen? Every Friday night, I waited for the Tommy. This is God's honest truth. Every Friday night, I waited for Tommy Hunter to come on TV, right? When all the rest of my friends were going out and doing what they wanted to do, I was waiting for Tommy Hunter. So when Tommy Hunter came on, I went like this. I had 6 strokes on a piece of paper, right? And then I go along, and as soon as the camera would go on his fingers, I would put down, okay, 4-finger here, ring finger there. That's how I learned. I didn't know the letters of the chords. Never had a clue.
That was your YouTube.
That was my YouTube, was Tommy Hunter. And I stayed watching him every Friday night for months. I had my mom drove off her head. And that's how I learned how to play guitar. And Tommy Hunter taught me that.
My gosh, yeah. I did. Tommy Hunter wasn't at my age at that time. Wasn't my first vote, but it was what we watched, and it was actually really good.
We only had 2 stations, 5 and 13.
Right. I think at that time we only had CBC and possibly CTV or something.
Yeah.
BBC.
And we were just too far from the border to catch American stations. So, but oh yeah, I remember Tommy Hunter. I wanted to ask you before I forget, how did you like the Carol Baker concert? I have seen her twice live.
Oh
First
my
time
God.
when I was 6, and the second time when I
Oh,
was 10.
oh, Phil. When I walked up on that stage with my idol, and when I went to her, I was crying. I was I was in the front row, and I was crying. Just look, I couldn't believe that this little, this dumb blonde from a little town in Newfoundland actually got to see her, but then to actually get up on that stage and sing with her,
Yeah,
my dream. If I didn't do another thing in all my life, I have lived a dream. She is amazing.
yeah,
What an entertainer.
yeah.
Oh,
I
you
remember
can see
her.
her in
Yeah.
person, and she's so worth going to see.
When I saw her on Facebook, I thought, gee, she looked, well, obviously she looks older, but wow, I knew that was Carol Baker right away. It was
Oh,
like,
yes.
oh,
Oh,
hey,
yes.
my parents, they dragged me. I don't know about everybody else here, but my parents used to take me to concerts. That's how hip they were. I never saw it that way at the time. But I've seen Wilf Carter with Hank Snow and the guy who sang El Paso, Marty Robbins.
Marty Robbins.
There was another guy that often came with Wilf Carter too, but I've seen him 5 times.
Wow.
Age of 4 was the first time they took me. They spent money on me to go with them.
Wow.
Yeah, and I got his autograph at every time. I lost those albums though, but I had his autographs because I was always, hey, buy me that record, and they would, and then I'd stand in line there as long as his break lasted to get Wilf Carter's autograph. Oh my gosh, yeah, and all those other ones too. Like I didn't spend that money on my kids for a show. Like I went to my own shows. No, you guys stay home. But yeah, my parents took me to Carol Baker, like I said, twice.
Oh, she's
First time,
amazing.
yeah, first time was at the Modern Corn and Apple Festival in Manitoba.
Wow.
Woohoo!
Like I know of
Shout
none
out
of my
to all our
friends.
Morden friends.
That's right. I know none of my friends from school that their parents would have paid a ticket for them. They would have left them at home with the dog or with an older sibling.
They must have liked you, Phil.
I guess so, or they didn't trust me alone.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
that second thing. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, actually, when I taught myself to play guitar, I was fortunate enough to have a whole load of sheet music around. Both my sisters had piano lessons, and I started piano lessons, but got lost interest right away. But yeah, it was just a matter of playing my parents' records. It wasn't just my dad's, and playing them slow. Okay, what's that notes? And then trying to figure that out. I got the chords on the sheet music. I got quite a few songs that didn't even have the chords, and I'm trying to figure out what it was from some technical music books. It was, yeah. Now I got my son learning, and he just tunes into YouTube. Oh, that's how you do it. Like I had to do it we had to do it the hard way, didn't we?
Yeah. When I taught myself how to play bass, I obviously did have some profession or some lessons that we did get paid for, but I very much remember, very much like Mark did, I would sit down and I would play music off of a cassette tape, and I would try and, okay, it's this. No, it's not that one. It's this. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay, and then we go back. So you listen to like the first half of a song until that part of the tape was worn out, and then finally we get through. So there, and actually we got another question coming in from social media, Shalim again. And if anybody is tuned into, Mark and I did a show on Wednesday where we kind of had an open debate. We'll first put this out to Dolly, and then we can all chime in on our thoughts. What are your thoughts on streaming services? Shalim here says that he prefers to buy a CD. I happen to be in the same boat. But it's supposedly terrific exposure, but who wants to play for exposure? We all kind of want to get paid because we're no joke, sometimes starving artists. So, Dolly, what are your thoughts on streaming services or this whole streaming environment?
I don't do streaming. Not at all. I'm not on CD Baby. I'm not on iTunes. I'm not on any of that unless some of the writers got the songs that they wrote that I recorded on there. I don't do it. I just don't do it. I prefer to do an album. Actually, my new album is actually going to be on vinyl.
Right on.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
So is there
I'm really going back there.
Here in Denver, there are like fairly big stores that sell vinyl.
so
Vinyl is making a resurgence.
Oh, yeah.
Is there
It's got
a-
little
is there a
niche
big market on that?
Thriving.
Is there a big
And
market for that?
stereo equipment that my parents used to buy at Radio Shack in the early '80s, it's back. The
So-
turntables with the diamond little thing there, and the balance at the end.
So how much is how much of a market is there?
Coming back.
Yeah, how much of a market is there? Is it just kind of just starting? I know bands have always done it as a novelty, something for the merch table, something different fans can buy.
I think it's fairly popular here. I've seen it quite a bit, and a lot of the younger people. Oh God, I sound so old.
I would still say younger people, and I'm much younger than you, Phil.
But you're a bass player. Oh my gosh! No offense.
Yeah, you better stay in Colorado there.
Yeah,
Phil.
what is it you
I
play?
should take this
what
moment
do you
to
play,
remind
Phil?
everybody: summer is here. Please don't leave your bass players in a locked, closed vehicle. Okay, and if you see one, break the window.
Oh, geez.
Sorry, I couldn't resist.
You didn't see that one coming, did you, Ryan? You didn't. No.
That's okay.
Today is my day off, so it's my day to misbehave. So,
Yeah.
How
right.
is this different than your other shows? I've tuned into your show.
hey, I behave now. I podcast now.
He's an anchor.
And I was so looking forward to having this show with Dolly Dunn. Like, holy crap.
Yeah, you wouldn't want two of me, that's for sure.
Well, I don't know. You keep saying that you're spinny blonde or whatever. I say the same thing about myself. I'm the same. When I was young, I was blonde. Like you there. Like,
No, really, I'm dark blonde.
Well, I turned dark blonde after,
when I
but
was small, I was light blonde, and then as I got older, it went dark blonde. No,
It's a-
every bit of my color right now is right out of a bottle.
well, I shave mine because it's not blonde, it's not brown, it's just kind of gray and white. But yeah, out of 5 kids, I was the only blonde one. That gave me some tense moments when I was a kid. When I noticed, like, oh my God, everybody else got dark hair. I'm blonde. Who's my daddy?
Well, actually,
Someone jumped the fence.
when my brother was born, the fourth of there were 4 of us, and he was like 9 years younger than me. So there's a big gap between the youngest and the rest of the 3 of us that were born within a few years of each other. He was blonde and blue eyes. No one else in the family is blonde and blue eyes. Dad's eyes are green, mum's are brown, both are dark.
It feels
and
awkward.
and he was blonde with blue eyes. And the only person we could think of that was the blonde blue eyes was the milkman.
Yeah.
We had the guy that
Someone
delivered the
jumped
milk.
fence.
So yeah, we teased him. But as he got older, he just looks more and more like the rest of us. So we kind of believe that he probably was. We are probably related to.
Hey, so it's summertime and people are going on vacations. I just saw this story just before coming on. Apparently, NASA is going to open up the International Space Station to tourists.
Yeah, I read about that the other day on Facebook.
Who would go? I would go.
Well, you got
but
50.
don't.
You have
Yeah.
$58 million to get
No.
up there, Phil.
No, but I was gonna mention my GoFundMe.
Could I get there on my
So-
transit? Could I get there on my transit pass?
I would try that.
Well, I mean,
Oh,
at
I
least
would
you're
do
not
that.
trying to go to the moon, which is apparently part of Mars now, according to President Trump. So
What?
I heard
So
something
there
about
was
that.
there was a tweet that went out, and Trump was basically lambasting the, NASA for spending a lot of money to send back to going back and researching and to going back to the moon, right? And he's like, well, hey, you know what? We've been there already. He says you should really be focusing on bigger things like Mars, which the moon is part of. So, there's only a difference of 39 million miles between the two. I mean, yeah, sure. I guess on an astronomical scale, that's
I'm gonna remain
Part of.
neutral. He is my president.
You sure
So-
about that?
Well,
According
That's
to
another show altogether.
president
Back
of
to
the
Dolly.
country.
Back to
According-
Dolly.
that I want to have my
If
citizenship.
you're gonna stay on that,
I know Dolly. No way. Yeah.
if you're
No.
gonna stay on that, I think the world of Mr. President Trump.
I know you do. Yes, that's
Yes,
why I'm
I-
staying neutral. I just
I actually wrote a song 2 years ago for his birthday. So
Oh, what was that one called?
cool.
What was
That's
the name?
very
What's the name of that one?
happy birthday.
Oh,
cool.
I could have looked
Yeah.
in your catalogue and could have guessed. I suspect. Okay.
But as like Phil said, I'm an artist. I'm an artist, not a politician. So.
Right.
Indeed.
I'm
Let's
not.
let's
And-
bring it back to that. That's a totally different.
So
show
we
for a
actually
totally
do have
different
a
time.
rule. No politics.
And it's cool. I know I've said this before, but I also am an artist, and I use your music, your art.
Yeah.
And oftentimes, when I do my show, the mood, if somebody were to know me, that the mood is there. I weave stuff. I use Dolly's music. It's all in the mind. Whatever you put them all together, and there you go. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got.
That's fun. I love what I do. If we could just push the whole station, HGB Canada, and get some sponsors going for all of us, that'll be cool too.
Yeah, we actually do have a rule in the show. We kind of straight there. No politics, no religion, unless it directly intersects with the music that we're talking
that
about.
was my fault.
Yeah. So Ryan,
See,
naughty.
he's the bass
See,
player.
that's what
again.
happens when you lock the bass player.
Well, you're
in the
right. I
hot
was gonna
vehicle.
say,
There you go.
The
were
brains
you
get a little
left?
cooked.
I was gonna say, were you left in the vehicle? I'm just kidding, Ryan.
Probably many times. We got another person joining us live on our feed. Aaron Rubin, a good friend of mine. Hey, buddy, great to have you join us here. We also have Catherine I can't say it. I'm sorry, Catherine. I'm sorry. And this is betraying my Scottish heritage too. McGoffrey. That should probably be it. Thank you for joining us here. And I'm currently in penance for stepping outside the band or the rules of the show. I just do my call outs here. Thanks.
Okay, so Dolly, you have a song you'd like to do live.
Ooh.
Would you be up for doing that now?
Oh heck yeah, Carol!
Yeah.
Actually, Carla's gonna join me on backup guitar for this one. So
Ooh,
Hello, Carla. Oh, did we? Yes, Carla.
yeah, come in here, Carla.
Yay.
you made it. You made it.
I'm on my phone, so
Okay,
see if you can get it.
oh, yeah.
Now is this is the original guitar, right? This is the one that you sort of cut your teeth on to play with? That you're gonna perform
Yeah,
with us now?
this is the one my mom gave me. Here's Carla.
Hey, Carla.
Hey.
Hey.
Carla!
So we're actually going to give this a try. So I'm on my phone, so we only got a little camera. So
Just lean in.
this is a song I co-wrote with an amazing writer, John Cole, out of Florida, and we've co-written a few songs, but this is one that I haven't got recorded yet, but will be within the next 2 weeks. So it's called "I Never Said I Was an Angel." I never said I was an angel, 'cause I don't wear the wings. My halo's a little tarnished, and I've lost everything. I never thought I'd face the devil, walk the road to hell alive, but that road is getting worthy since you came into my life. I never said I was an angel, and I don't claim to be, and though my world is so shattered by what you've done to me, I'll get along and soon forget you, wipe you from my memory. I never said I was an angel, 'cause I don't claim to be. Can't let my heart be feeling foolish. It has lived through all your lives, where I was almost persuaded. I held on to my along and soon forget. Wipe you from my memory. I never said I was an angel, 'cause I don't claim to be. I never said I was an angel, 'cause I don't claim to be. There you go.
Oh,
That was
lovely.
great.
Yeah. We go. Let's get everybody back. Oh,
Right on, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody watching online.
there
That
we go.
was the lovely and talented Dolly Dunn with Carla Bonnell backing up. Thank you, ladies. That was a treat. That was a real treat. High praise coming from the non-country loving punk metalhead over in the River City. So well done, guys. I thoroughly enjoyed that.
Thank you.
That was good. Thank
Thank
you. Thank you very much. That was lovely. Phil, say something. Yeah, you're muted
He
again.
said, "Hey,
There,
Yeah, there we go.
Carla,
there we go.
that's my boss over there." She run things at HGB Canada Radio, and she took a few days there and trusted me not to run the station into the ground, and I think I did okay.
You did. Amazing.
That's great, actually. So everybody watching, I've got to just share some contact information for Dolly. For those of you who want to follow up with her work, www.dollydunn.com. You can catch her on Facebook, Dolly Dunn too. And True North Recordings Canada as well. Check out that Facebook page. And yeah, if you want to email Dolly, dollydunn1@gmail.com. And the thing I was most impressed with was that Dolly has a fan club. I think so.
Yeah.
So that was
Oh,
actually,
hell yeah, Dolly has a fan club.
and
I
they
know that.
and they beat. It looks like by the name, it actually
Have
beats.
y'all not seen her videos?
Yeah, it actually beats
She
her.
has thousands of views. Thousands of views.
Yeah, it looks like they actually beat you to Facebook because they actually stole your name, and you have to be Dolly Dunn too, even though you're the first. Anyhow, so that's pretty good. I'll get back. There we go. I get back again. Yeah, that was great. So what was the motivation between writing that one? Was there there must be an underlying story?
There is, but I can't say.
Oh, dish. Come on. Nobody's watching. Is this between us?
Well, okay, I'll let's see. Someone said to me one time in a not so nice voice, "You think you're an angel, don't you? You think you wear us a halo every day." No, I don't. So that's where the song came from. I never said I was an angel.
There you go.
And how dare they say that?
How dare?
Damn it.
Right. So we actually have a comment from Catherine McGaffrey. I'm sorry, Catherine, if I I mispronounce your name. Dolly, she's a promoter actually from Starbane radio station. She's based out of she's Irish, she's based out of the UK. She says she wants you to send her music so she can promote you. So
God
way to go,
bless.
Dolly. So Catherine, in here we posted up, and maybe Mark can throw up the contact information again, either at the end of the show or even right now. You can go ahead and contact Dolly right there. It's up on the screen, should be coming up right away.
Mhm.
You can contact her there, get in contact with her. So Dolly, I think you're discounting yourself when you say dumb blonde, because you just made yourself another contact.
Well,
Yours is the greater kung fu here. Yeah, way to be. That's
I
I
awesome.
actually
I
put out a
salute
song
you.
a couple of weeks ago about it's called Dumb Blonde. It actually says this dumb blonde ain't nobody's fool.
There you go.
Hot damn, that's a great title. Way to go.
Actually, well, we're talking about contact information. Just anyone is interested as well, which hopefully you are. There's just the show info. Check out theinvisibleman.ca. We're on Facebook as It's All in the Mind. I don't think we didn't do our traditional opening as Ryan's at a different location. Usually we do the and we are. It's all in the mind, so that's who we are. A duo.
They're a band.
Duo. We'll bring in a percussionist or a drummer when we need one. And of course, you can reach Phil on the Colorado Phil Show page. That's a daily show during the week. Phil, how do people listen to you?
Oh, hey, I got a plug ready to go. I was just looking at it now. Let's see. Now, the Colorado Phil Show is done live from Denver, Colorado, Mondays through Fridays, 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time here in Colorado, 2 to 6 p.m. Central Time in Manitoba, and 3 to 7 p.m. Eastern Time over there where Carla and Dolly are. And it's broadcast live, my friends, live on HGB Canada Radio. And I would ask you to check out HGB Canada Radio 24/7 because there's an excellent independent music mix there. And there are great shows. Like, I'll throw out a plug here. Unapologetically Brie and the Gossiping Heifers. We should get them on the show too. Let's see. And that's it, I think. www.hgbroadcasting.com is where you catch the show.
That's great. And for the archive of all the Invisible Man shows can be found on YouTube. Easiest way to get there is the invisibleman.ca/YouTube, and that'll redirect to YouTube. Phil.
I forgot to mention, get the Anchor app, ANCHOR, because starting Monday, I'm going to actually make it like season 1, episode 1 of podcasts, and it's 4 hourly podcasts per day.
Is this going to be, are you recording your live show, or is this a separate?
That's my live show, yeah.
Okay, so you can catch that. Because that, I think, for me was when you were doing this on YouTube, you do a half an hour before, and I look forward to that. But now, I guess it's a lot of work to do
the
that.
opener is in the hour 1 podcast.
Okay, so that's so that's good, so people can follow that, because sometimes I can't watch because I'm at work for much of the time, right? Anyhow, so if you want to tweet me and Phil, me at MD Stallard and Colorado Phil 1, we do reply to tweets. There we go.
Oh yeah, I'm a Twitter. I don't know. Tweet.
There we go. That's all the business. Oh, actually, one more bit of business. If you visit www.theinvisibleman.ca, follow the link and you can find a nice mug or a T-shirt to support the show. There we go. That's it. So that was my merch plug.
That was our little plug there for merch. So
there we go. Hey, wait! Then if you guys are plugging merch, I'm plugging merch too. There's a store. Is Carla still there?
Yeah.
Well, come on down.
So Carla, how's he doing? He promoted everything pretty good, I think, right?
What's that?
He promoted everything pretty good, right?
Oh yeah, we do.
So you could pay him 2 cents instead of 1 cent now.
Whoa!
yeah. Take a bigger commission for it.
There you go.
Is that per hour or per show?
So we
Depends on the
made
quality of the
nice
show.
T-shirts. We did. We made some nice T-shirts for Phil. They're real funky. They look like from the hippie time, and we could get them on the website hgbroadcasting.com. There's a store on there. I think towards the bottom, you'll be able to see it there, and just click on there, and they'll just send it right to you. Just tell them what size you want, and bam, you've got your product. Easy as that.
Wear us.
And I think
by your heart.
And we've got a link, actually, if you go on all the YouTube videos that we've posted with Phil, and there is a link to that merch link as well for Phil's merch, as well as the Invisible Man show as well.
Right on.
Yeah, you guys are welcome to put your stuff up there too if you like.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Mm-hmm. We'll definitely take up on that.
We don't discriminate against bass players. I was just I was just laughing. That's all. Not at Ryan.
And what's really funny?
I'm gonna get out of here, folks, so that Dolly can come back in.
Indeed.
Right on. See you later, Carla.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey.
There's the lady of the hour again.
So how do people buy your albums and your material?
There's only one place that you can actually buy my albums now, and that's dollydunn.com.
Okay.
I will be putting it into stores this summer.
Okay.
So when I get them into the record stores, I will then post where they are and they can buy them. But right now, it's just through dollydunn.com.
Okay.
Right on.
That sounds good. Nice and simple, unlike our links that are thousands of them, and that's really nice and simple. Perfect. So I think we're probably coming to the end of the show. Is there anything you'd like to add or anything you'd like to plug, Dolly?
Yes, I want to tell my fans that I love them very
Yeah.
much.
Perfect. That means
What?
you love us as well. That's
What?
great. Yes. Okay.
I hear Carla whispering in the background.
Yeah, she is. She said, "Tell them where you're playing. Tell them where you're
Yeah,
playing."
tell 'em.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, I'm doing a big festival in Newfoundland, the Brimstone Head Festival on Fogo Island. It's a little island where my mom was born and raised, and I'm so proud to be a part and be on the main stage of that festival come August 9th, 10th, and 11th.
Right on. Is there dwarf tossing there? Is that why Carla told you to say that?
And if you want to know what that's about,
She'll fill you in.
check
after,
out
Dolly.
our last show with Colin, like 2 shows ago. Yeah, actually, Dolly, if you want to send me the information on that, we've got a calendar
I will.
on the I almost got it wrong there, the Invisible Man show page. We've got a calendar with some events that our guests are doing. So give it to us. We'll put it up there, and then there'll be other acts. I think we've got some a couple of Carla shows are on there as well. So I think if anyone's got anything else to say, we are going to say
No, I
goodbye.
think this was good. I want to say thank you to Dolly for agreeing to do this, and I think it was fun.
Yeah.
Phil, you know I loved you.
Oh, thank you. Love you too.
That's great. And Dolly, if you just want to hang around, we'll chat after the show. So thanks very much, everybody, for joining us. This has been the Invisible Man show with our very, very special guest, Dolly Dunn. And
Share the video when you watch
and
it.
a very
I should have
welcome-
said that at the beginning.
I know it was a welcome cameo from Carla, so it's great to see you both. So thank you very much, everybody, and we'll see you next time.
Right on.
Bye.
Holy